Hello, this is Dr. Rich Lee again, and like most of my videos, I try not to do them in the comfort and quiet of an indoor studio with a high-end microphone behind a desk with a library and people behind me providing quick information and updates and facts on a laptop computer. I'm here in the wilderness of the Sonora Desert region north of Phoenix, Arizona. I'm actually taking a break to go for a brief mountain bike ride in the hot sun. Well, not that hot. It's about mid 90s, maybe 100 here, but no humidity. And as you can see behind me, there are clouds, which might bring a little rain, hopefully not a rip-roaring thunderstorm upon my head. So basically, what I'm trying to do is convey a message to people who know me and people who don't know me that there's a lot you can do that doesn't involve very expensive and potentially hazardous medications with black box warnings to improve your health and longevity. I'm going to be 70 in less than 6 months, and I'm probably healthier now than I was at 49, and I'm not on any drugs. But what I am doing is finally, with following the advice that I've given my patients and looking actually at my relevant genomic data on various deficiencies I have based on my own genome, I've corrected those. That was primarily in vitamin D and other ones that have to do with a significant mutation I have in processing folic acid, correcting those with simple supplements, with blood levels to check that. I'm now feeling better at this, what I call decrepit old age, than I was 20 years ago. So what I'm trying to do now, and actually been pretty successful at, is to provide that same level of knowledge and information to people outside my practice. One of my passions is helping older, mostly peri and postmenopausal women feel better. And a lot of that has to do with adjusting their nutrition for one, looking what we can do on their actional genomics to correct things that can make them feel better. But it really boils down to replacing hormones that are lost with menopause. 1,000 years ago, I and most men and women my age would already be dead because the sad fact is we are all outliving our gonads. Women have a rougher time of it because they're more dependent on theirs. But if you're going to live that long, it's important to feel as good as you can and probably live longer because you're safely and appropriately adjusting and replacing those as time goes by. We have enough information now to pretty much refute the old information by what was called the Women's Health Initiative, which is where we gave synthetic conjugated estrogens and synthetic progesterone. And the estrogens came from horse pee, which is a very cruel way of treating female horses. Anyway, that's the old data, but a lot of group medical practices and established clinics and hospitals are still abiding by that and telling you or telling women that it's dangerous to do anything to replace their hormones. Well, there's more and more evidence now that yes, if you use that old world stuff, you would get into trouble. But what's available now, which very closely and almost identically matches your own hormone production when you're premenopausal, with the hormones that did not promote cancer, mainly the form of estrogens called estradiol, you won't run the risk or increase the risk of cancer. And you will reduce the risk of annoying or possibly severe urinary tract infections, bone loss, brain fog, and just a poor quality of life and no sex life. So now we know how to do that safely. The challenge is getting the opportunity to do that in a medical establishment that is still living 50 years ago with old data and scared to move on beyond that. There are more and more physicians who are actually understanding that and providing that. I'm in the process of scaling that opportunity outside of my established medical practice with the help of a brilliant and very charming and very healthy person who is both a physical trainer, a nutritionist, a life coach. Her name is Daniela Dayub Forrest. I've known her for decades, and I've come to admire her knowledge acquisition over that time. She will be my partner in providing the coaching side of this, helping schedule the appropriate testing to make sure that whatever we're doing in terms of improving hormones, and by the way, this is for both men and women, will be accurate, won't be underdosing, won't be overdosing, and more importantly, not just balancing the reproductive hormones, but they go in concert with your thyroid hormones, especially in women. Many of us are also outliving our thyroid glands, which provide metabolism energy, or basically control your metabolic rate. So if you're going to improve the sex hormones, you have to balance that with the equal amount of the thyroid hormones. And the third leg of that three-legged stool for energy are the adrenals. Now, these are mostly hormones that are used in balancing your electrolytes, managing blood pressure, managing stress response. But oftentimes, especially in a modern stressful society, those can be out of whack as well. Cortisol is the main one, and that one, when it's out of whack, would be too low in the morning, so you're tired, and too high in the evening when you're wired. And so we need to find ways to bring that back into balance. And when we do, you'll find that your energy in times of stress is greater, your focus is better, and you're less prone to the body relying on adrenaline for energy, which provides mainly panic and rage. So by knowing, measuring, and adjusting the adrenal hormones, knowing, measuring, and adjusting the thyroid hormones, and knowing, adjusting, and measuring, and then readjusting the free sex hormones, we can balance those three to really bring you back to a quality of life that is probably the best it was, and maybe better than ever, pretty much regardless of your age. So stay tuned. This program is in evolution now. It will be available fairly soon, and hopefully to many women in California and other states as we expand it. So in the meantime, have a long and happy life, and hopefully we'll help you make the best of it while I give a little water to this thirsty little bird here. Hello. Hello.